saw that it was good. Whoa.
What's happening, guys? Supernova here, back with another video, and this one's going to be a pretty short one because there's really not a whole lot to say about this issue. And that's the recent news from Insomniac Games that Spider-Man Miles Morales on PlayStation 5 will have a performance mode that will play the game at 4K at 60 frames per second. Now, I'm seeing PlayStation guys cheer and hop up and down like this is some type of victory, and it is and it isn't. It is because since the PlayStation 5 event, where majority of the games were seen running at 30 frames per second, Xbox fanboys were constantly saying, oh, PlayStation 5 is underpowered, oh, PlayStation 5 is too weak, oh, it's the weak station, it can't play 60 frames per second, blah, 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 especially since that's what Series X is targeting. They're targeting 60 frames per second. That way they can say, oh, our games are all 60, your games are 30 because your console is shit. That's the way the console war is played, right? So it's a victory in the sense that PlayStation guys can say, hey, bam, that's our game right there on PS5 running at 60 frames per second in 4K. Okay. But it's not a victory at the same time because, like Insomniac said, that's in performance mode. So the game doesn't always run like that, which means that when it's running in performance mode, we're losing something. We don't know what it is because Insomniac hasn't actually gone into the details, the nitty-gritty of what exactly performance mode is going to do. But my assumption is that when they do this performance mode and kick the frames up to 60 frames per second, still keeping it 4K, and I'm hoping it's at least native 4K. For all we know, that could also be 1440p. But let's say, for this hypothetical situation that it is native 4K at 60 frames per second. Well, then what's changed? What was sacrificed in order for performance mode to happen? And the first thing that comes to everyone's mind is, oh, they're probably not going to have ray tracing in performance mode. But again, we don't know. But like I said, it's a win and not a win. It's a win because, yes, you have this first-party exclusive game that's running at 4K 60, but in order to be running at 4K 60, something was sacrificed somewhere, and we just don't know what or where because Insomniac hasn't told us all the details of how performance mode is going to work. But there's no way that performance mode is going to be exactly like regular mode and just be 4K 60, because if that was the case, it would just be regular mode. So, anyway, like I said, very short video. There's really not much more to say than that. But props to Insomniac for at least giving us the option. This is something that we're seeing a lot with PlayStation first-party games, with them giving us the option of a performance mode or resolution mode. And I hope this is something that continues into the next generation, and that a lot more developers actually start offering as well, because there's plenty of us out there that are perfectly fine with 30 frames per second and want all the visual niceties, and then there are many of us out there who would forego some of the visual niceties in order to get that 60 frames per second smoother gameplay. So give us the options, guys. That's all we really want going into next generation. At least give us the option of choosing which way we'd like to play. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys on this one. And that's the video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you on the next Supernova.